Namaste and welcome back to Ahmedabad Real Estate Review. I'm your host. And we're back for our 4th episode, your guide to all things property in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, especially for our NRIs and investors out there. Today, we're diving deep into something super critical, title verification.
Oh, yes.
And understanding land records in Gujarat. You know, it's like getting that magnifying glass out, putting on your detective hat before you even think about putting down your hard-earned money.
Absolutely crucial, especially for those of you tuning in from overseas, making sure the property you're investing in has a clean, a legally sound title. This isn't just a good idea. It's absolutely essential.
Couldn't agree more. And skipping these steps, oh boy.
Can lead to some serious headaches, legal nightmares you just don't want, especially when you're miles away.
It's true. And you know what's really eye-opening? The scale of this problem. Did you know that over 25%, a quarter of property disputes in India stem from unclear land titles?
That's huge.
It's a lot, right? Definitely makes you want to triple-check everything before you sign on that dotted line.
Precisely. And these disputes, they come in all shapes and sizes, some more troublesome than others.
Oh, tell me about it.
We're talking ownership fraud, where the seller might not even have the right to sell. Then you've got encumbrances, unpaid loans, mortgages tied to the property. Suddenly your problem.
Oh, yeah. It's like buying a used car and then finding out it's still on finance.
It's exactly like that.
What a surprise. Inheriting someone else's financial baggage. But wait, there's more. It doesn't stop there.
Of course not. You could have disputed land.
Yeah.
Multiple claimants popping up left and right.
Like mushrooms after the rain. Turning your investment into a legal drama. And let's not forget, the government, they might have their own plans for your land.
Oh, yes. Government acquisition, that can really throw a wrench in the works.
You got that right. So today, we're not just going to highlight the scary stuff. We're going to give you the knowledge to reduce these risks. It's like your personal strategy session to make sure your investment in Gujarat has a foundation as strong as the Sabarmati riverfront.
That's a great analogy. So let's bring this to life with some real-life stories.
Yes, let's. Why title verification is so important. It's not just a box to tick. This can really impact your investment.
Absolutely.
First up, we've got the case of duplicate titles.
Oh, this is a classic, but unfortunately common one.
And this one's right here in Ahmedabad on the bustling SG highway. A major road, by the way. So picture this. An NRI investor. Excited about their purchase. Everything seems perfect. Until another title pops up.
Oh, no.
For the same piece of land.
You've got to be kidding. Now, these duplicate titles, they can come from a few places. Sometimes it's administrative errors, back in the day with manual record keeping. But sometimes, and this is unfortunate, it's deliberate fraud, but no matter the reason. For the investor, it's a nightmare. Years of legal battles, financial strain, just a whole lot of stress. And this case on SG Highway, it did eventually get resolved, but it took years in court. It's a reminder. You have to scrutinize those land records before you spend a single rupee.
Absolutely. It's like checking the VIN number before you buy a car, but with much higher stakes. Exactly.
It's like you bought that winning lottery ticket.
Yeah.
But someone else has the same one.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, so moving on, we have another cautionary tale. We're calling this one the land use conversion problem.
Interesting. What happened here?
This time we've got a Dubai-based investor, saw the potential in Dholera SIR, the Dholera Special Investment Region.
A major upcoming hub. Lots of potential there.
Yes. So they bought a plot of land with dreams of commercial development.
That's promising.
But here's the catch. The land. It was designated for agricultural use.
Oh, boy.
And getting those approvals to convert it for commercial use, it turned into a bureaucratic nightmare.
Classic.
Delays, unexpected costs.
Yeah.
So much frustration.
So the lesson here, it's not enough to be attracted to the location or the price. You have to dig into the details, how that land can legally be used.
You have to verify those zoning laws. Get those land use certificates.
Always.
It's like trying to build a skyscraper on land meant for farming. The authorities are not going to be happy.
Not at all. All right, so those stories, they really paint a picture of what can go wrong. So let's talk solutions. Your step-by-step guide to secure title verification in Gujarat.
A roadmap to success.
Consider this your toolkit to protect your investment.
Love it.
Step 1. Might sound simple, but it's crucial. Conduct a thorough title search.
The foundation of it all.
But what exactly does that mean?
Well, it starts with getting all the title deeds from the seller. And then you examine the property's ownership history. We're talking going back at least 30 years. if the records are available.
30 years? Why so far back?
It's all about uncovering those potential historical claims or disputes that might still be legally valid. Land ownership in India, it can have a complicated history. And going back 30 years, it gives you a much more complete picture.
So it's like tracing your family tree, making sure all the branches connect.
Exactly.
Okay, step 2. We're getting into the world of government land records.
The official record.
Where do we even begin?
Well, luckily, technology can help us out here. The Gujarat government, they have this great website called NRIs. It stands for Any Records of Rights.
Any-or. Sounds important.
It's a place where you can check official property information online. You can see the ownership details, any encumbrances.
So it's a good starting point.
Yes, but don't rely on it completely. It's essential to cross-verify this information with the physical records. At the Revenue Department, that's where you get the official confirmation.
So online is good for a first look, but the Revenue Department is a must visit.
Absolutely.
Okay, on to step 3. We've got the encumbrance certificate, or EC. This sounds like some serious protection.
It confirms whether the property has any legal claims on it.
Like what kind of claims?
Unpaid loans, mortgages, disputes for a specific period of time. It's like a health certificate for the property, making sure it's free from burdens.
So if the EC says no encumbrances, are we good to go?
It's a good sign. But remember, it only reflects registered encumbrances. There could be unregistered claims.
So it's a big piece of the puzzle, but not the whole picture.
Exactly.
Okay, step 4. We're back to land use and zoning.
Important stuff.
We talked about this with the dollar a case, but what should our listeners do to verify this themselves?
You need to get a land use certificate from the municipal authorities. This document will tell you the designated purpose of the property.
Residential,
Yeah.
commercial, agricultural.
Industrial. You have to make sure this aligns with your investment goals.
Right, because building a factory on land meant for houses, that's not going to work.
Definitely not.
And what about the government? How do we know if they have plans for the land?
This takes a bit more digging. You need to look at local development plans. Talk to the municipal authorities. See if there are any zoning changes coming up or any government projects planned. A good real estate lawyer. They can help you with this. They know the local regulations and can access information that might not be easy for you to find.
Which brings us to step 5, the importance of legal due diligence. You've mentioned lawyers a few times. How important is it to have one on your side?
It's crucial, especially when it comes to property in Gujarat. They are your expert guide. They'll check all your documents against the official records. They can spot those red flags that you might miss.
So they're not just there for the paperwork.
Not at all. They analyze the documents, advise you on the legal stuff. They make sure everything is done right. Hiring a good lawyer up front, it can save you so much trouble later on.
All right, and finally, step 6. We've got no objection certificates or NOCs. What are these all about?
They're basically confirmations from different authorities saying they have no objections to the property being sold.
What kind of NOCs might we need?
Well, it depends on the property. If you're buying in a housing society, you'll need an NOC from them, saying there are no outstanding dues or objections to the sale. Commercial properties, especially those with environmental impacts, you might need an NOC from the Gujarat Pollution Control Board.
The GPCB?
That's right. And the municipal corporation might also issue NOCs related to building plans and regulations.
So it's like getting everyone's approval, making sure everyone is on the same page. Now we have a lot of NRIs listening in. Any specific tips for them?
Yes, of course. When choosing a developer, look for a strong track record in Gujarat, especially if it's an under-construction property. Do your research on their past projects. See if they deliver on time. And with clear titles.
Makes sense. What else?
Physical verification, if you can. Visit the property yourself or have a trusted representative do it. Photos and virtual tours are good, but nothing beats seeing it in person.
Like test driving a car.
Exactly.
And we talked about RERA, the Gujarat Real Estate Regulatory Authority. What's their role?
RERA adds a layer of security. They bring transparency and accountability for developers, and they have mechanisms for handling grievances. So NRIs should definitely make use of RERA.
Great advice. So to sum it up, title verification, understanding land records, these are absolute musts.
They're non-negotiable.
For securing your investments in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, especially for our NRIs out there. Taking these steps can save you from a lot of headaches and protect your hard-earned money. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Ahmedabad Real Estate Review. We've got more expert insights coming your way. In our next episode, We'll be talking about ready reckoner rates and stamp duty, another important topic.
Definitely. And just a quick reminder, always double-check information with official government sources and talk to legal and real estate professionals before you make any decisions.
Great advice. So, as we wrap up, we want to leave you with something to think about. What is one key step in title verification that you'll prioritize? In your next property investment, that one step could be the most important decision you make.
And remember, the information today is for educational purposes only. Real estate laws can change, so always seek professional advice for your specific situation.
Thank you for tuning in to Ahmedabad Real Estate Review. We'll see you next time.